season against the Haltom High School Buffaloes of Haltom City. Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Austin, along with Donnie Lang, and welcome to Memorial Stadium for tonight's game. And Donnie, Ryder High School has played well on defense in the season so far, and tonight they're going to have a real test as they prepare the run and shoot of Haltom City.
Andy, they really are. They're going to look at an explosive bunch tonight, led by their quarterback, Leonel Alvarez. Now, he has hit 40 of 89 passes for over 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. And let me just point out that 2 of his receivers are rated in the top 3 in the district.
Now, the key that Ryder's going to have to do tonight is keep the Haltom offense off the field. And there are 2 things we're going to be looking at for the Raiders to try to do that. One of them will be the rushing attack of Ryder High School. They are going to bring Mondrell Lewis back into the starting lineup tonight. His sore shoulder is better, and he will start at tailback. And as we take a look at the Ryder rushing statistics, Mondrell Lewis could be the big key to tonight's ball game, and Ryder hanging on to the football and keeping Haltom's offense off the field.
Sure could, because, in Mondrell Lewis's absence, of course, they relied heavily on Rashad Hickman. And Coach LeBleu loves to have Rashad Hickman back there to lay those bruising blocks for Mondrell Lewis. But I'll tell you something, Andy. When you got both of them back there, you really have a bona fide 1-2 punch with Lewis and Hickman.
Now, on the left-hand side of your screen right now is number 8, Ramon Flanagan, the quarterback for Ryder High School. And he will need to have a good game tonight as well. He will need to have some success throwing the ball once again to keep the Ryder offense on the field and the Haltom offense off the field.
Very well put, because if he is able to complete some passes, as you say, that's going to have to loosen up the Haltom defense. And once you loosen up a defense and you have the kind of running attack that Ryder has, it makes life a lot easier.
Now let's take a look at how the 2 teams got to tonight's game. Haltom is 2-0-1. They tied Fort Worth Brewer to open the season. They beat Irving 30-21 and then beat Burleson by a score of 33-17. Ryder High School is undefeated. They are 3-0 on the season. They beat Old High 28-7, Hershey 28-9, and shut out Amarillo Tascosa last week. But game number 4 has been a problem for the Raiders. In 1989, they tied Keller 14-14, and in 1990, they lost to this same football team 20-0. Both of those games ultimately kept them out of the playoffs, and tonight is a must-win for Ryder High School.
It really is, and to carry it a little bit farther with the graphic that you had there in 1989, as you mentioned, they tied Keller 14-14, Andy, and that year they missed the playoffs by a half game. You mentioned 1990 when they went to Haltom and lost 20-0. If they had won that game at Haltom last year, they would have been the district champions in 1990. So, yes, this is a big game tonight. As Coach LeBleu told the kids all week long, they've been in this position twice before. They got to get the monkey off their back and hopefully get this one behind them, and it'll put them in good shape as far as the rest of the district schedule.
Now, this has been a source of conversation for Coach LeBleu and his team, and I talked to Coach LeBleu about that a little earlier this evening.
We just talked about the fact that Ryder's been 3-0 in your first 2 years at the helm, but the 4th game has been a stumbling block, and the 4th game has kept you out of the playoffs both those years. Have you and your players talked about the importance of getting over that stumbling block this year?
Yes, we definitely have, Andy. You know, it has been. We've been 3-0, and then we start district on a negative, and then we've had to battle uphill all the way, and we've come up short both times. So the players realize the importance of it, and I think they're ready to play. You know, they know we got to start with a win tonight.
Haltom City runs a stretch or a run-and-shoot offense, whatever you want to call it, and they throw the ball underneath a lot. You likened it to a rushing game when we were talking earlier in the week. Why was that?
Well, because it's underneath coverage. Run-and-shoot that throws the ball downfield spreads you vertically, but the way they throw it, it's more like a horizontal stretch that you have to contain just as you do a running game, kind of building a fence around the receivers and playing them, keeping them from turning it into big plays.
Is that what the nickel package that you're going to use this week has been installed for, is to create that situation?
That's correct, to give us an extra man in there, you know, underneath coverage where we have 5 under instead of 4 under, and hope we can bottle those things up.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
For tonight's kickoff, Haltom City won the coin toss. They deferred their decision to the second half, so Ryder elected to receive the ball to begin the contest tonight. Deep for the Raiders is Sean Perez. That is Kevin Owens in the middle, and on the left side, furthest away from you on the camera, when we look at that shot, will be Brian Lewis. Kicking off for Haltom City will be J.J. Resendiz, And J.J. Regendes is, I've been told, a good kicker, and we'll see what he has to show for Haltom tonight. Just about to get underway, and a Ryder will be on offense first tonight, and we'll get to see if they can make that rushing game work. He approaches the ball, and he left foots it down the field, and collecting it will be Brian Lewis at about the 13. Coming to his right, across the 20, cuts back across the field, gets up to about the 30-yard line. So the Raiders will start in good field position to begin the game.
Mention something before we get going. Listen to that band across the way. And if I didn't know better, I would think we were at Memorial Stadium in Austin. Did you hear their fight song? It's just like Texas Fight. And now they're playing another song where there's a Texas band always plays. Just wanted to mention that, Andy, as we get our first play from scrimmage. That is the Haltom band, too.
First and 10 for the Raiders at their own 30-yard line. Ramon Flanagan will be the starting quarterback for the Ryder Raiders. And it is Mondrell Lewis dotting the I. Handoff is fake. Back to pass is Flanagan. Looking downfield, throws over the middle, and it's behind the running back, and it hits the, hitting right in the helmet. His thrown behind him is Matt Revelo. So the pass will go incomplete. There's a replay of it.
Tell you what, he has something on that one. He fired that thing in there.
Ball so hard. If we can take a look at the starting lineups for Ryder High School real quick on the offensive side of the ball. The split end, Matt Revelo, John Alvarado is the wing back, Covington, Taylor, Grissom, LeBleu, and Freeman across the line. In the tight end is Brett Carter, the wing back Alvarado, Flanagan, the quarterback, Hickman, the fullback, and Lewis is the tailback.
Hear that song, Andy?
Not really. Option, pitches to Lewis, sweeping to the left side, gets by one man, gets by another, cuts upfield, 25, 35, 40, out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 11, maybe 12 yards for Lewis on the play. Did a good job of getting out of some tackles there, Donnie.
Really did. And for a second, it looked like Mondrell might be just a slight bit tentative. But I tell you what, he turned the speed on and got down the sidelines in good shape. Picked up the initial first down of the evening for Ryder. And this series is still alive, Andy, with the first and 10 Ryder, their own 41.5.
Ramon has been, Mondrell has been having problems with his shoulder. I am told he's wearing an extra pad underneath his shoulder pads to help pad his shoulder. Flanagan pitches to Lewis, sweeping to the right this time. Heavy traffic, breaks through a couple of tackles, and rumbles out to about the 44-yard line. A good leg strength, good leg drive by Mondrell Lewis that time to get something out of nothing.
And I'll tell you, you've got to understand that every time Lewis takes a hit on that shoulder, Coach LeBleu has got to just cringe. Man, that's got to be an area of concern. Every time he gets a good solid lick on that bad shoulder.
Riders had the ball for almost a minute now. So far, things going according to plan, but we're very early in the game. Tight end to the right. Ramon Flanagan calling the signals. Handoff up the middle is to the tailback. And I'll tell you what, you talk about leg strength.
Look at that.
Rashad Hickman taking a pile with him across the 50, and he'll get down to the 48-yard line. He'll be very close to a first down.
And when you talk about extra effort, you're talking about number 32, Rashad Hickman. And Andy, he's going to have to shoulder a lot of the load tonight again. Now, true, Lewis is in there. And watch when we talk about second and third effort. There's the initial hit, slides to the outside, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and look at the leg drive. There is no quit in 32, Rashad Hickman. And he's going to, as we said, carry a bunch of the offensive load tonight.
He did pick up 7 yards on the play, so it is the second first down of the night for Ryder High School. They have a fresh set of downs. Operating now from the Haltom High School 48-yard line. This drive started at the 30, so they've covered 22 yards so far. Flanagan straight back to pass, looking over the middle, has his man complete to Cooper, and he drops the ball. Gerald Cooper had the ball right in his hands, and he dropped it. He was thinking about trying to find another seam. Gerald Cooper, good pass by Ramon Flanagan, and Cooper just didn't haul it in that time.
Excellent pass, as Andy told you, an excellent route. Now watch it, right there. Cooper's got it, and now he doesn't have it.
Goodness me, second down and 10 now for Ryder. Clock stops, 10:49 remaining first period.
So instead of second down and 1 or 2, Andy, it's now second and 10.
Flanagan, draw plays to Lewis. Hitting the backfield, kind of falls forward to the 49. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play, as Haltom did a good job of sniffing that one out. And Lewis did a good job of making that just a loss of 1 on the play. They're going to move it all the way back to the 50, so a loss of 2.
And coming up, of course, we're early now. This will be their first third down situation of the night, speaking of the Rider Raiders.
This will be the 6th play of the drive so far for Rider. 2 receivers to the left. Flanagan straight back to pass, has pressure, now rolls out of the pressure, flag on the play, throws downfield too high for Brett Carter, incomplete, and we'll have to see what the flag is all about. It went down along the line of scrimmage, so it could be a number of things.
Here we go.
Waiting for the official to give his signal. It's illegal motion against Rider. Haltom will decline that, so it will go as an incomplete pass and bring up 4th down for the Raiders. 4th and 12 at the 50-yard line.
And Andy, they kept the football not quite 2 minutes.
Aaron Taylor checks into the game and will do the punting chores for Rider High School. Dropping back for Haltom is Harold Harrison, standing at about his 15-yard line. Snaps back in good shape. Kick underway. End-over-end kick. Harrison moving to his right. Does not field it. Takes a high bounce in the air and just bringing it in and making sure it doesn't go anywhere else is Mark Jackson for Rider High School. So Haltom City will have their first possession of the night, and they will get it underway from the 14-yard line. And Donnie, you're going to be in for a treat. I've watched some tape on Haltom over the week, and they're going to throw the football a lot tonight.
Going to fill the air with footballs, and as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, they have thrown for over 700 yards, and they are averaging, Andy, 406 yards per game.
3 receivers to the right, and he will call the play at the line of scrimmage with the quarterback. Straight back to pass, throws over the middle, complete. Lots of running room for the receiver, and he will go all the way out to the 34-yard line. That's J.J. Resendiz, the guy who does the kicking chores as well for Haltom, making the catch from quarterback Leonel Alvarez and taking it all the way out to the 34-yard line. Be a pickup of 20 yards.
Excellent protection, finds his man over the middle, and finally able to make the stop for Rider. And he told you, number 83, Patrick McLarty, a 5'11", 155-pound senior.
Initial first down of the night for Haltom. Alvarez rolls to his left, looking downfield, throws back across his body, has a man downfield, overthrows him. The ball intended for Harold Harrison coming out of the backfield, and his man was there. They don't throw the ball particularly well downfield, as evidenced by that play, but they will throw it downfield occasionally just to stretch the defense
Now
out.
here's the chance to see Alvarez going for the home run ball, so to speak, and he was trying to hit the split-in Harold Harrison. Now, he has 16 catches so far in the year, Andy, for 262 yards, and he is one of those receivers we spoke of in the pregame.
3 wide receivers to the left side of the formation this time. Alvarez, draw play, right up the middle to this time it's Joseph Valentine, and Valentine will crack from the 34 up to about the 37-yard line, so a gain of 3 for Valentine. Junior 5'9", 175 pounds.
There's a shot of the defensive backfield, corners, safeties for the Rider Raiders.
3rd and 6 facing Haltom City from the 38-yard line. Trips to the left. They're going to have receivers all over the field all night long. Throws out into the flat. Harrison does a good job catching the ball. Gets a block across the 40, 45, and caught from behind by big Steve Ramos, one of the tackles coming from behind the play to tackle him, and the play will go all the way out to the 49-yard line on the play, and it'll be a first down. Harrison, good job running with the football.
Sure is, and you mentioned a block, a key block that sprung him loose and enabled him to pick up the first down and keep the Haltom drive alive, right, as Andy told you, right near midfield, 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes.
Man in motion across the formation. Alvarez rolling to his right. Just dropped the ball, then falls on it back on the 34-yard line. He was getting ready to pull the trigger and just flat dropped it that time.
And that's a break that Rider will gladly accept. Now watch Alvarez going back, actually spots the receiver right there, and he's in, and as Andy said, he's cocking the hammer ready to pull that trigger. And drops the football in a huge loss that time.
16 yards.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
16 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 26 for Haltom, which is really no, no step for a stepper because they like to throw the ball on 1st down anyway, so they'll go right to it. Handoff is to Valentine, and Valentine cracks his way up to about the 37-yard line, so a gain of 3 yards on the play.
Credit Steve Ramos, who made the initial hit for Ryder and made the tackle, the 5'10", 190-pound junior, and their 3rd down of the night. Now, they were successful on their first one, and now they're faced with 3rd down, number 2.
Hit Harold Harrison out on the wing. This time they don't have all the blockers around Harrison. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Now coming across the formation is Nathan Labus. Straight back to pass is Alvarez. Pressure's on, throws the ball, and it's caught and dropped by Valentine. And Ryder did a good job of seeing that screenplay coming and diagnosing and never letting it get underway.
They sure did. Steve Ramos, 64, and a familiar name, 74, Scott Saltzman. We're out in great shape on the screen. Now watch, bottom of your screen, there you see Saltzman. Also in the plays, too, is number 38. That's the linebacker, Sean Perez. And when you speak of Perez, Andy, he made 18 unassisted tackles last week for Ryder.
Haltom will have to punt it away on 4th and 23. Snaps a little low, flag on the play. Nice punt. Robin Pierce will field it at about his 22. Starts upfield, moving to his right across the 30, 35, maybe the 36-yard line. And they could have called a late hit there, but that will not be the case. Robin Pierce from the 22 back to the 31, check that, that's the 36. So it's a 14-yard return. And first we'll have to take a look at what that flag's all about back there.
Illegal procedure against Haltom, and it probably would be declined. I think Ryder will be happy to take it at the 35.
I know
but we'll see.
But it's not me. They have to satisfy.
They will see the penalty decline, yeah.
So Ryder will be on offense once again. 6:49 now remaining in the first period. Ryder at their own 36-yard line to start this series of plays. Mondrell Lewis, once again the tailback. Rashad Hickman, the fullback. Handoff is to Lewis. Hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped at the line of scrimmage. A nice play by Dustin Day, a 6'5 junior. Coming in and making the hit behind the line and dropping Lewis behind the line for a 2-yard loss. Let's interpret the flag now and see what that's all about. Holding against Ryder High School.
And that's probably one that the Buffaloes will gladly accept. Lewis, and as Andy told you, just nothing there. Absolutely nothing.
Haltom will accept the penalty, so they will march it back 10 yards, and we will replay first down. It'll be 1st and 20 from the Ryder 26-yard line. So erase that loss of 2 for Mondrell Lewis, and we will try this once again. John Alvarez, way at the top of your screen. Pitch will go to Lewis, sweeping to the left side. Needs a block, doesn't get it, breaks through a couple of tackles though, stumbles across the 30 to 32. Another flag comes into the play, and we have a Ryder Raider lying flat on his back at the 40-yard line.
We have had a penalty-riddled game, and this one's going to go against Ryder. Andy, it is a clipping penalty.
Let's see what they do with that one for Haltom. Haven't been able to get the number on the injured Ryder player. Haltom City will accept the clipping penalty. That is from the point of the infraction. I believe they will mark it all the way back to the 9-yard line. So that ends up being a 17-yard penalty.
And I can promise you that this is not the way that Coach Wayne LeBleu wanted to start this one out. We've had a holding penalty. Now we've had a clipping penalty. They are backed up inside their own 15-yard line. They are facing first down, and Andy, their whole entire into the field to pick it up.
They've got to go they've got to go all the way to the 46-yard line for a first down. The injured player is Reuben Covington, 6'2" senior, 241-pounder. Reuben Covington is the strong tackle, or the guy that lines up right next to the tight end along Rider High School's offensive line. And Reuben Covington being hurt is a big blow for Rider because they expect him to play most of the game.
And I imagine he'll be back in, probably just got the wind knocked out of him. He looked like he was walking all right. Imagine we'll see him back in pretty quickly here. First down and 32.
37. First down in a bunch. Back to pass is Ramon Flanagan. Throws the ball downfield, too high for one man, short of the other. I guess that was intended for Matt Rebelo. It'll be incomplete. Flanagan pass doesn't make it. You see Wayne LeBlue, the head coach for the Raiders, along the sideline. So second down and 37 for the Raiders at their 9-yard line. Have to go all the way out to the 46 for a first down. Two receivers to the close end of the field, to the right side of the formation. Flanagan, quarterback keeper, kind of falls across the 15 to the 16-yard line. It'll be a pick up a couple on the play.
Well, you got anything in your bag of tricks now here for 3rd and 32? Or now 3rd and 29? It's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
How about a middle screen? I don't know what you call this situation. Draw, middle screen.
At the 16, they've got to go 30 yards to the 46. Flanagan, options right, caught from behind, pitches it to Lewis. Lewis gets a couple of blocks, breaks a tackle, and gets all the way out to the 27-yard line. He'll be well short of the first down, but at least he's given their punting team some room.
So, Andy, as far as 3rd down conversions go for the Rider Raiders, they have been faced with 2. They have been unsuccessful both times, and they will have to punt the football again.
Aaron Taylor in to do the punting chores. Harold Harrison is the man deep for Haltom. He's standing at about his own 43-yard line. Haltom will get good field position out of this. Snaps back in good shape. Taylor gets off a high end-over-end punt. Harrison catches it at about the 41. Moves to his right. It breaks a tackle. It spins out of another tackle and finally caught from behind by number 45. That's John Alvarado playing on the punt coverage team. So the return will be from the 41 out to the, or excuse me, the 36 out to the 49. That'll be a 13-yard return, and Haltom City will be in business. 4:34 remaining now in this period. Haltom City with outstanding field position to begin their second possession of the evening. Alvarez straight back in the pocket. Throws the ball downfield, and that is almost intercepted by Kevin Owens. The receiver did not see the ball coming. Kevin Owens did see the ball, doing a good job of watching the receiver and the quarterback. Broke on the ball, got a hand on it, but it would have been a tough catch if he had made it. But a good defensive play by Kevin Owens. Once again, Haltom throwing downfield, trying to stretch out the Rider High School defense. Second down and 10 for the Buffaloes at their old 49-yard line. Alvarez looking over the defense, probably checking off at the line of scrimmage. Nathan Labus in motion across the formation. Alvarez options to his left. In trouble, can't pitch the ball. Good job chasing him down from behind, Scott Saltzman. Alvarez will end up falling to about the 50-yard line, but Scott Saltzman put a big kink in that play.
And Saltzman does a good job, as Andy tells you, but watch the job Sean Perez does, and also Robin Pierce, as they actually take the option away from Alvarez and force him to hang on to the football, and Saltzman makes the tackle. So their third down of the night now, Andy. 3rd and 9 for Haltom.
They picked up 2 first downs so far tonight. Really a tight formation for Haltom. Alvarez straight back to pass. Throws over the middle. Complete to Harrison. Or excuse me, that's Resendiz, and Resendiz will take it all the way down to the 29-yard line as they just start running backs out of the backfield. The first two backs came out, the linebackers got them, and then Avendez came out of the backfield.
And Andy, watch, right over them, they send so many people at you. You know, you can only cover so many wide open, as you said, and finally coming up to make the tackle secure, Brian Lewis. But first and 10 for the Buffaloes inside the Rider 30 at the Raider 29.
Third first down of the game for Haltom. Alvarez rolls to his right. Blitz is on. Sean Perez coming. Throws off the step and caught and down at the 2-yard line. Kevin Owens didn't quite get there in time. He thought there was going to be a big collision, but Kevin Owens didn't get there in time. The play will go all the way down to the 2-yard line as Alvarez finds Harold Harrison out there on the wing.
Andy, just an excellent throw again, and as you mentioned, watch the almost near collision right there. Now, Owens plays the football, and I don't think the catch is made. But easy for us to say up here. We're not down there in the heat of battle, but nonetheless, first and goal, Haltom at the Rider 2.
Straight T formation for Haltom in their goal line set. They usually give it to the fullback. They gives to the fullback, into a pile, touchdown, Haltom City.
Just not what Coach LeBleu expected at all, and not the kind of thing he wanted to see happen. There's the replay, touchdown. Haltom.
Joseph Valentine getting in to attempt the extra point now is Alan Vaughn. Vaughn, left-footed soccer-style kicker. Holding it for him will be Bobby Lee. Snap back in good shape, kick underway, and it is good. So Haltom on top of Rider High School now by a score of 7-0. 2:57 remaining in the first period. Haltom leading at 7-0. You're watching Vista Cablevision Sports.
Nobody knows pizza like Pinocchio's.
Pinocchio's Pizza is quality pizza, not costly pizza. So get one of our large price slices for just $8.99. 5 different big pizzas, each one just $8.99. Dine in, take out, or free delivery. The price stays the same. No coupons needed. The savings are on us. So call or come to Pinocchio's and ask for your $8.99 special.
Nobody knows pizza like Pinocchio's.
Back at Memorial Stadium, getting ready to kick off for Haltom is J.J. Resendiz. Resendiz, a low line drive kick last time. See the same thing once again, bounding right down the middle of the field. Big hop. Kevin Owens fumbles it. Now just falls on it, and the ball may still be free. Haltom may have recovered. The official right on the pile, and no, Kevin Owens did get back on top of it. That was almost a big disaster for a Rider. Kevin Owens fumbling it around and finally falling on it. Rider will take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line. Rider on the evening has picked up 2 first downs, so we'll see if they can add to that mark. I formation, 2 receivers to the right. Handoff is to Lewis, up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, gets out to about the 19, maybe the 20. Just heavy traffic along the line of scrimmage, and Lewis not a whole lot of area to run.
Andy, so far tonight, they're just not winning the battle in the trenches, and the Rider offense is going to have to get things cranked up. Now, last time the thing that killed them were the 2 major penalties. They had a holding penalty and a clipping penalty that moved them way back. They weren't able to overcome that. Haltom takes it 51 yards and scores, and here's Rider now 2nd down and 9.
Inside handoff to Rashad Hickman. Breaks across the 25, the 30, the 33-yard line. Good, strong run in a pretty good hole on the left-hand side of the line for Rashad Hickman to go rumbling down the field.
Now, that's a whole lot better, and that's what we are going to expect to see throughout the football game. Strong, powerful running by Rashad Hickman and the slashing runs of Mundrell Lewis.
On the 33-yard line, the 3rd first down of the ball game for Rider High School. Pitch goes to Lewis, sweeping to the left. and a couple of people. Good penetration by Haltom's defense, kind of bouncing around back there. Thad Morton and Sean Scoggins kind of penetrated too far and into the backfield, and they dropped Mondrell Lewis for a loss of it's about 1.5 yards on the play. We'll call it 1. Second down and 11, a long 11 for Ryder at the 32-yard line. Got to go out to beyond the 43, and they are just on the other side of the 32. So almost 12 yards to go now for Ryder. Kind of a misdirection play to Lewis. Lewis has some room. 40, breaks a tackle. 45, 50. He could go all the way. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Ryder High School. There are no flags on the play.
That's what we wanted. You talk about an explosion, and you just got it. 68-yard run by Mondrell Lewis, and if nothing else, that will pick up the spirits of the Ryder Raiders and this crowd and get things going. Nice job, Mr. Lewis, and there's a good shot of him right there.
He's ready to come to the sideline and get a breather now. End of the game to try the extra point is Daniel Rodriguez. Holding for him is Patrick McClarty. Snap back, kick underway, and it's good. We've got a tie ball game with the extra point going through. It's Ryder High School 7 and Haltom High School 7. You're watching Vista Cablevision Sports.
When you want it to look hot and feel cool, take it to Valet Tinning. Hood protectors and light covers, window tinning, truck and van accessories, bed liners, custom running boards, custom seating, sunroofs and accessories, chrome grills and guards. Valet Tinning of Wichita Falls, 3601 Jacksboro Highway. Why go anywhere else?
Donnie, we've got a great look at that touchdown run by Mondrell Lewis. Ground level, Rod Payne on the camera down on ground level, and we'll get to look at Mondrell Lewis from behind on this.
Yeah, now watch this. Mondrell Lewis coming at you, now cuts it back. Look at him going cross grain, picks up, breaks that tackle right there. Now it's a foot race, Andy, and you're not going to catch Lewis. Deceptive speed, but when he gets out there in the open, he is gone. 68 yards, and Andy, that drive covered 82 yards. 68 of that on the run by Lewis.
On the ensuing kickoff, running it back up the field for Haltom, a late flag.
Little pushing and shoving going on.
Price is the guy returning the ball for Haltom. Now they pick up the flag. They may wave it off. And he does tuck it back in his hip pocket.
This may go against Haltom.
Still waiting to... He just signals first down. So whatever it was, he didn't... unless he changes his mind. And now he's going to start marching it off against Haltom.
Now let's listen to it here. Probably unnecessary roughness.
Late clip or something like that. How about that? They're going to mark the ball at the 12-yard line, and that's where Haltom will start. And it's a dead ball foul, too. It'll be first down and 20 from the 12-yard line. So a break for the Raiders if they can make this stick. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Alvarez straight back to pass. Saltzman pressure. Throws
there you go.
Intercepted by Ryder. That's Patrick McClarty making the pickoff at the 15-yard line. McClarty read Alvarez's eyes, stepped in front of the intended receiver, and made the interception, and the Raiders are in business.
Another great ground level shot. Alvarez back, pressure by Saltzman, has to throw it early, and as Andy tells you, 83, Patrick McClarty steps in, reads the quarterback in the football, and they take it over on the turnover, Andy. First and 10 at the Buffalo's 15-yard line.
51 seconds remaining in the first period. Ryder looking to break on top of this game. They're easily their best field position of the night. Pitch goes to Lewis. Has some room on the outside.
Watch out.
10-5 touchdown. And Mundrell Lewis did a lot of that on his own, too, along the sideline. 2 touchdowns on 2 carries for Mundrell Lewis. So the last 2 times he's touched the ball, he's covered 83 yards in real estate and accounted for 12 points.
Yeah, and if that shoulder's bothering him, he's not showing it at all. There you go. Great block out there, and all Mundrell has to do is turn it upfield, find the end zone.
He had a lot more room out there than I thought. He did run through 1 tackle, but had a lot of room. Daniel Rodriguez, extra point is good. Ryder High School on top now by a score of 14-7. You're watching Vista Cablevision Sports.
Have you seen Wichita Falls Crime Watch? Crime Watch offers a variety of segments straight from the police department. There are unsolved crimes where the public can earn rewards for information, crime prevention tips by crime prevention experts, neighborhood watch segments featuring Wichita Falls neighborhoods and profiles on the police department so you can see what really goes on with your local police department. Crime Watch airs Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WFTV, Vista Channel 10. Tune in and watch it. You can be sure I will.
45 seconds remaining in the first period. A lot of scoring in the first period. That last scoring drive was 1 play, 15 yards in 6 seconds. And Ryder leads it 14-7. Kicking off is Rashad Hickman for the Raiders. And he kind of rolls it down the field. Big, high hop. Fumbling it around. Ball's on the ground. Finally, it's Montoya Lopez picking it up, and he is in trouble. Will be a Montoya Price, and will be brought down by a host of Ryder tacklers right at the 24-yard line.
First guy down there, DeKeetrick Montgomery, 202-pound junior. And as you were saying, the Buffaloes had a hard time finding the handle.
That's what that kickoff is all about, though. They want that thing to take a crazy hop and cause some problems. Leonel Alvarez brings his team up to the line. He's thrown for over 700 yards this year. Throws a quickie out on the flat. Complete to, that's Nathan Labus out there, and Labus will take it out to the 31-yard line. So just a quick hitch out on the wing, and it'll be a gain of 7.
Manny, this will be the 4th possession of the ball game for Haltom. Their second one started at, you remember, at their own 49-yard line. They took that one 51 yards for a touchdown. Their third possession, in which they started at their own 12, resulted in the turnover, the interception, in which Ryder turned that into points. And now they start at their own 24, and they pick up 7, so 2nd down and 3 from that point.
Whistle blows on the field, and that is the end of the first quarter of play. Ryder High School leads at 14-7 after 1 quarter of play. We'll be back with second quarter action after this.
For all your awards and engraving needs, see Eddie at Ballpark Sports. With their new engraving machine, Ballpark Sports is the only place in town that can engrave on any material or surface, like plastic signage or glass, or cylindrical and digitized engraving. Eddie has a season special. Drop your company logo by and have it digitized and kept on file for all your needs. Come by Ballpark Sports for all your awards and engraving needs. 4526 Fairway.
Getting ready to begin the second period of play. Just waiting for the official to blow the whistle to get ready, not blow the play. Alvarez, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the left. He drops straight back to pass. Here comes Scott Saltzman. They throw the screen pass, and diagnosing it from behind and making the play for Ryder is John Ammons. It was complete to Joseph Valentine. Valentine will carry it far enough for a first down as it goes out to the 36-yard line.
Nice work by Ammons of stopping the middle screen that time by Haltom, but not before they pick up the first down. But nonetheless, Andy, it could have picked up a lot more yardage. And as you said, Ammons came in to put a stop to it.
5th first down of the game for Haltom. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right, 1 running back. Alvarez, here comes a blitz. Sean Perez coming, throws over the middle, and don't know who that was. It was intended for Joseph Valentine, but really John Ammons had a better chance at catching that than anybody else.
And Valentine is one of the youngsters we were talking about, too, in our pregame as far as their receiving core. Valentine has caught 12 for 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. And their tight end, Nathan Labus, has 8 receptions for 202 yards.
Once again, 5 receivers out on the field, if you count the running back as a receiver. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Looks like a reverse. Now Alvarez fakes the reverse. Rolling out, gets smashed as he lets go of the ball. Intercepted by Ryder. Picking it off is Robin Pierce. Comes all the way back to the 24-yard line. And I mean, somebody laid a lick on Alvarez as he got rid of the ball, and that probably caused the interception on that play.
All right, second time in a row, second straight possession in which Ryder pressure up the middle. Saltzman's coming there. There's the man from the outside that really causes a problem. And Robin Pierce, the right place at the right time, makes the interception, the second turnover of the evening against Haltom.
14-7, 11-19 now remaining in the second period. Ryder in business at the Haltom 24-yard line. Pitch goes to Lewis, sweeping left, gets a couple of blocks, cuts back to the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. They're going to mark it right on the 20 for Mondrell Lewis.
Now, Andy, this is the second consecutive possession that Ryder has had in plus territory. And what we mean by plus territory, folks, is when you take the football over in your opponent's side of the field. Last time, after the interception, Ryder took over at the Haltom 15. Now with the Robin Pierce interception, they now take over at the Haltom 24.
I formation once again. 2 receivers to the left. Handoff is to Lewis, up the middle, cracks through a hole and gets down to about the 16-yard line. Good, strong running by Mondrell Lewis. 4 yards and a cloud of dust. We had talked about the importance of Mondrell Lewis in the pregame show, and he is living up to the pregame billing so far.
Just shows you what he means for this offense. It really is tough to try to contain their rushing attack, Andy, when you've got Rashad Hickman and Mondrell Lewis healthy.
Wide receivers left and right. They'll go into a split back formation now. Handoff is to Rashad Hickman, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage. He may have lunged forward to the 15, and no, it's going to be no gain. They're going to mark that at the 16-yard line, so that will bring up 4th down and 1.
And that was a big hit. 44, Andre Smith, the senior, put a good lick on Hickman, and now we're going to get a Ryder timeout to let him talk about it just a little bit more.
I guess the decision here is whether to go for it on 4th and 2, and they pushed that ball almost back to the 17, so it's actually a loss of about a half yard on the play. And I guess the question is Daniel Rodriguez's leg strong enough to kick what would be about a 34-yard field goal, or do they want to try to go for it on 4th and a long 2?
I tell you what, if it were me, I'd go ahead and go for it. You see Coach LeBlue right there, good shot, talking things over to the entire Ryder offensive unit. But Andy, they have been successful their last 2 possessions. They pushed the ball in, they've controlled the line of scrimmage, and I think with their offensive line and the blocking ability of Rashad Hickman for Mondrell Lewis, or turn the coin over, Hickman's ability to run, you got to go for it on 4th and short with that kind of rushing attack, I think, anyway. We'll see what the Raiders decide to do.
Looking down at there, and Daniel Rodriguez is nowhere to be seen, so they're going to go for it on 4th down. We'll have to see what Coach Wayne LeBlue and his offensive coordinator Keith Noble have come up for this situation. I'm sure they have something they've worked on during the week that they want to run in this particular situation. I formation, 2 receivers to the left, motion along the line, and that will negate everything, probably. Daniel Rodriguez will now come onto the field, and we'll try a longer field goal. Well, there's 5 penalty flags on the field, and it will be illegal procedure against Riders. So they will back it up 5 yards, and we will be potentially looking at a field goal. One thing about it, though, Daniel Rodriguez has got a straight-on look at it. And he's going to put the tee down just beyond the 30, so it'll be a 40-yard field goal attempt.
And we'll point out that the flag is limp, Andy, so the wind will definitely not be a factor.
Snaps back, kick underway. It's going to be short, no good. He gave it a good run, but he didn't have quite enough leg to go 40 yards, and the Raiders will turn it over on down as Daniel Rodriguez misses the 40-yard field goal.
And there's where your illegal procedure penalty hurt. Now they got the big turnover after the interception by Robin Pierce. They set up shop at the Haltom 24 and came away, Andy, with no points.
It'll be at the 22-yard line. Haltom in business. Leonel Alvarez calling the signals. Motion everywhere on this play. Now he has everybody where he wants them. Draw play. Flags thrown in. Big hole. Lots of running room for Curtis Barnes. Takes it all the way out to the 44-yard line. But we will have to see what that yellow flag is all about before we can tell you if that will be a good gain. Quickly, the official runs over, and it is a call against Haltom.
Now this is the best run from scrimmage they've had tonight. Just a straight draw. You see the flag.
Be a 5-yard penalty against Haltom City, so it'll be first down and 15 for them now at their own 17-yard line. Split back formation for Haltom. Alvarez, short drop, throws out on the wing, complete to Harold Harrison. Nice open field tackle by Robin Pierce out there that prevented Harold Harrison from getting a lot more on the play. It'll still be a pickup of 7 yards out to the 24, though.
And a good job by Robin Pierce, a senior, and he's playing like you would expect a senior to play. He has the 1 interception, made some key tackles already in this ball game tonight. We're in the first half.
Second down and about 8 yards to go. Once again, a lot of motion for Haltom as they set up for the play. Leonel Alvarez, whistle blows, and the play clock shows 0, so they may have taken too much time, and that's exactly what they did. So a penalty will once again back Haltom up. At the 19-yard line, it is a 5-yard penalty for delay of the game. So it'll be second down and 13 for Haltom. They wind the clock up again, 8:25 and counting remaining before halftime. Saltzman with a wide split out to the right. Rolling to his right is Alvarez, looking downfield, being chased, throws across his body. Too high, Harrison doesn't catch the ball.
Almost a great catch, though, Andy. You talk about concentration.
Almost caught that ball. He did a good job of tipping it and then almost corralling it.
Now, once again, pretty decent pressure, too, by the... you see Perez coming from the backside, and that gets... Now, watch. Bobbles it there, brings it down, and almost able to hold on to it.
3rd and 13 is now facing Haltom. Alvarez takes the snap. Draw play. Going upfield, nice play by Scott Saltzman to prevent that from doing any damage. Dragging him down from behind. And we've got to take a quick break. Rider High School leading it by a score of 14-7. We'll be right back. You're watching Vista Cablevision Sports.
As a boy in Mexico, it was my dream to come to America and bring with me the traditional flavors of my country. And now, as Vice President of Food for Carol's Restaurants, I am proud to offer authentic Mexican dinners.
Combination platters of chili rellenos, taquitos, tamales, and cheese enchiladas. Or chicken ranchero, your choice for $5.99. And weekdays, huevos rancheros for $2.99.
Come and see how Carol cares for you.
We have it all. DeForest Jewelry and Loan has the best previously owned quality merchandise. TVs, VCRs, stereos, tape players, CB radios, a wide selection of musical instruments, tools for the professional and the do-it-yourselfer, cameras, beautiful jewelry, air conditioners, lawn and garden tools, hunting and fishing gear, and guns. The selection is outstanding, with layaway available. For 16 years, family-owned and operated DeForest Jewelry and Loan, 8th in Ohio.
While we were away, the punt was fumbled by Robin Pierce. He took a big hit on the play. The ball came loose, and Haltom has gotten a break. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yep, while we were away, the ball goes astray for Ryder. Now watch this. Pierce fields it, and he's stripped right there. 76 for the Haltom Buffaloes is the guy that did it, Dustin Day.
Shotgun formation for Haltom. Alvarez takes it in the backfield, looking downfield, throws it to nobody. He absolutely threw it away, and the big reason was because Mr. Scott Saltzman was bearing down on him. Alvarez is pointing at Saltzman, says, somebody block that guy.
Number 74.
Quickly, no huddle for Haltom City. Once again in the shotgun, Alvarez back to pass, looks over the middle, has his man Valentine and complete down to the 38-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of about 12 yards.
Now Valentine is their second leading receiver. As you see, they're in the shotgun. Alvarez takes about a 4-step drop, finds Valentine, pulls the trigger, and bullseye gets him. And Valentine, as we said, coming into tonight's game, 12 catches, 184 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Inside handoff there, Scott Saltzman.
Oh, he just covers him up, Andy. Got some help, too.
Curtis Barnes got the handoff and then got a bear hug.
Yeah, 2-4, 64-74, 64 Steve Ramos. We've mentioned that name several times tonight. And as you said, Scott Saltzman, again, no huddle by the Buffaloes.
2nd and 12, shotgun formation. Alvarez drops back to pass. It's a deep drop. Throws the ball deep downfield. Kevin Owens has a beat on it. Intercepts it. And he's going to be out of bounds at about the 6-inch line.
I think that's a pretty good observation.
He went for the wrong side of the pylon down there, but he did make the interception.
Alvarez goes for the home run ball, and number 6, Kevin Owens, even knocks the pylon down right there in the end zone. Now, Andy, listen to this now. The last 4 Haltom possessions went like this. Interception, interception, punt, interception. They have turned the ball over 3 times in their last 4 possessions. But this is the poorest field position Riders had all night, too.
Dangerous situation for the Raiders. Flanagan just keeps the ball himself, runs into a pile, may have picked up a yard on the play. But the big thing here is don't commit a turnover.
Oh, no way.
And a first down would be gravy. They're going to mark that from about the 6-inch line out to about the 12-inch line. So very little pickup on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And you're rather optimistic.
Handoff inside is to Mondrell Lewis. Cracks out to the 4, maybe the 5-yard line. So they got a little breathing room now, thanks to Mondrell Lewis. It's Matt Revelo running in the play. 5:33 and counting.
Sure would be a key 3rd down conversion right here, Andy, if they could pick it up.
Handoff, misdirection plays to Mondrell Lewis, and Haltom didn't fall for it that time.
Sure did. They got excellent penetrations, you see, by 75 and also number 14.
Absolutely no gain on the play for Mondrell Lewis, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the Raiders will have to punt from their own end zone.
75 is David McAtee, a 6'4", 230-pound senior. Number 14, Bobby Lee, another senior, 5'9", 152, and they just stacked it up, and Mondrell Lewis had nowhere to go.
McAtee was the district discus and district shot put champion, too, so he's a good athlete. Aaron Taylor into punt. Snaps back in good shape, flags down, low end-over-end punt. Harrison fields it at the 35, to the 30, and kind of runs into traffic, kind of messing things up, is big number 70, John Kunkel, the super soft, at 6 foot, 221 pounds, and allowed Mark Jackson to finish things off. It may be a motion penalty against the Raiders.
I think it was, but you get back to Kunkel. Now, he does an excellent job right there of staying in his lane on punt coverage and makes a great tackle.
See what Haltom does with this illegal procedure penalty. Donnie says decline it. I agree with you, Donnie. That's great field position you have. You might as well keep it. Ball standing right now on the 27-yard line, and they will indeed wave it off. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 27.
Now this is Haltom's 7th possession of the first half, and this is the first time that they've had it in plus territory.
They were close once.
Close once. They were at midfield.
They've done away with the shotgun formation this time around. Leonel Alvarez calling the signals. Option play to his left. Just runs out of room, and boy, gets smashed along the sideline. Running him down hard. And Steve Ramos over there is one of the men that tumbled him out of bounds. Scott Saltzman standing over there as well. But it'll be a pickup of about 3 yards on the play on that option play.
Not surprising to see 74 in the play again, Scott Saltzman. And you said he got smashed over there. He definitely did. Alvarez got his jersey pressed by those two.
You're talking about Steve Ramos and Saltzman. You're talking about 450 pounds a person. Straight back to pass is Alvarez. Looking downfield, throws and complete. That's to Harold Harrison. Skips through one tackle, and then a nice tackle, open field tackle by Kevin Owens. Gets it down to about the 10-yard line. So that'll be from the 24 down to the 10, a pickup of 14 yards. 1st and 10 for Haltom at the Rider 10. That is their 7th first down of the game. The ball is outside of the 10-yard line, so they can get a first down. About where Kevin Owens went out of bounds on an interception a while ago. They're not in their goal line formation. They'll go with the 5 receivers. Kind of an inside reverse is to Valentine. Valentine stacked up after a gain of 1. Sean Perez and John Ammons out there on the left side to stack him up. Be a gain of about 2 yards.
Watch the replay as Andy told you, a little misdirection reverse, and look at that. John Ammons, Sean Perez, and not very gracious host right there.
Not supposed to be this close.
You are absolutely correct.
Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 yards from the 8-yard line. 3.5 minutes remaining in the period. One man way off to the left-hand side of the formation. You have to think they may run at him. Pitch goes to out on the wing. Does a good job of skipping through one tackle and then taking it down to the 3, maybe the 2-yard line is Curtis Barnes. Robin Pierce had a shot at him, and Barnes just kind of skipped right over him. Took the ball down to